Joining us now is Adam B. Coleman, author of The Children We Left Behind and Wrong Speak Publishing founder. Great to see you, Adam. Firstly, I don't know if you noticed in America or not, but our Prime Minister was over in your wonderful nation this week. It was huge news here, obviously, in Australia. But how did it play in America, Adam?
Yeah, overall, just looking at the media landscape, there wasn't a whole lot of negative coverage when it came to this, for once. I think most people see this as a relatively good deal that happened between them for the rare earth minerals, especially from an American standpoint. The more we can step away from China and go towards friendlier nations, the better. So I think this is a win for both sides.
Now, listen, Adam, Steve Bannon, we all know Steve Bannon from the War Room. He's a former Trump strategist. He said that he thinks that Donald Trump will seek a third term as president. Take a look.
Well, he's going to get a third term. So Trump 28, Trump is going to be president 28, and people just ought to get accommodated with that.
So what about the 22nd Amendment?
There's many different alternatives. At the appropriate time, we'll lay out what the plan is. But there's a plan, and President Trump will be the president in 28.
So, Adam, up until FDR, I think famously had 5 terms, and then they all panicked and went, OK, let's limit it to 2 terms. So I guess the precedent is there to kind of see it reversed. But do you think the American public would be happy with that?
Honestly, I don't think they would be. I know there are many Trump supporters. Many of them are sycophantic. I voted for President Trump, but would I want him to be here for a third term? I'm thinking about the long term. 1, I'm thinking about his age. 2, I'm thinking about in my lifetime, there's probably going to be another Democrat who is going to be the president. Do I want them to have the possibility of a third term? So I do think that having term limitations, like with 2 terms, is actually a relatively good thing for our country. Rather than, we have people who are almost ironed in power. So we already see what happens when we have too many terms when it comes to senators and congressmen, congresswomen. So I don't know if this is a good thing, nevertheless possible.
Adam, Trump and Russia. OK, so we've got a frustrated Donald Trump who has slapped sanctions on Russia's 2 biggest oil companies. Here was the president.
They're massive sanctions. It's sanctions on oil. The 2 biggest oil companies, among the biggest in the world, but they're Russian. They do a lot of oil. And hopefully it'll push, hopefully he'll become reasonable, and hopefully Zelensky will be reasonable too. It takes 2 to tango, as they say, and we're going to find out.
And then, Adam, let's have a listen to Putin.
This, of course, is an attempt to put pressure on Russia. But no self-respecting country and no self-respecting people ever decide anything under pressure.
Now, clearly, Adam, Donald Trump is getting pretty annoyed at how long this conflict is dragging out. What's the latest in the 4D chess game that's going on here?
It sounds like Trump wasn't ready for how steadfast Putin was going to be. I don't think he was aware of how much he hates the West. So the idea of allowing the United States or any other Western nation to sanction him into some sort of agreement that he doesn't want, he's going to resist. It's just a matter of how far will he take this? If they sanction him to death, is he just going to do it to the demise of his nation, or will it actually work? So I don't know. President Trump said it'll take 24 hours to come up with a peace deal. He massively overestimated how easy this was going to be. And I think, and this is not necessarily a shot at Trump, I think whoever is in power as president of the United States would have just as much of a difficult time coming up with a peace deal.
Adam B. Coleman, thank you so much for your time, and we'll speak again soon.